Good morning, I'm meteorologist Cheetah Craft. Today is the official start of hurricane season, and we are tracking two areas of potential development in the Atlantic Basin. So we would start our list of names for the Atlantic Basin, even though we're tracking the remnants of Agatha, which developed in the Pacific, made landfall in Mexico 2 days ago. Now that moisture is over the Yucatan, and it is expected to travel towards Florida by the upcoming weekend. So this is brand new from the National Hurricane Center. This morning, they did increase the chance for development over the next 2 days to a 70% chance, now an 80% chance over the next 5 days. So it is looking more and more likely that we will have Alex on our hands even by the end of the work week. So Florida is right now starting to think and brace for the potential of a tropical storm making landfall by the upcoming weekend. We're looking at the water temperatures, and they are running about 3 to 5 degrees above average. So plenty of warmth and energy out in the Gulf and in the Caribbean to support development. And because the track is a little further south, the strongest wind shear, which limits the development of either a depression or a storm or a hurricane, does start to weaken just a little bit, especially once you head towards South Florida. Now we'll see if this is enough wind shear to start to knock off some of those thunderstorms, that deep convection, which gives it the energy to sustain itself for the upcoming weekend. So if that happens, some of that energy would limit it. So we would just be looking at some rainfall. So we will see if that develops. But again, that has increased to a 70% chance now from the National Hurricane Center in the next 2 days. The reason we're not expecting any impacts here in Houston or for much of the Gulf Coast is all thanks to this cold front. This cold front is going to act like a steering mechanism. So as it works across the area, notice the timeline. This is Friday afternoon. Cold front still working across the area, giving us about a 30% chance for an isolated shower. So it's going to help steer all that moisture to Florida, Central and South Florida at this point. And again, if some of those winds are strong enough to knock this down a bit, it would limit how strong Alex potentially could get. But at this point, this is why we are expecting the track that it's expected to take. Then moving back into the open waters of the Atlantic, it actually could re-energize itself. So still a lot to monitor. Could become our first named storm of the season. Hurricane season does peak September the 10th, but really from about mid-August to mid-September, that's when we start to see the count increase. However, June and July, today, starting for June, we are already starting to monitor that activity. But notice it really starts to ramp up mid-August through about mid-September. And then thankfully in November, we see that nice little drop. We are forecasting, NOAA is forecasting above average storm names and hurricanes, even major hurricanes. We have to keep our guard up here. If you haven't seen the list of names, it goes from Alex, Bonnie, Colin, Danielle. If this looks familiar, it should. Every 6 years, these names are rotated, unless, of course, one is retired. And then you won't see that on any list again, but these were the same names that were used from 2016. A bit of vocabulary that you're also going to be hearing during hurricane season, anywhere from a tropical wave and then moving towards a tropical depression, a named storm, and then, of course, a hurricane. We will keep you posted with all things for hurricane season at KHOU.com.